Okay.
Are we live?
We are on.
We're live?
We're live.
Oh, Jesus. Mike's with Mike's podcast. Bears preview week
What is it, 9? I don't know. 10?
10? It was a bye week. Give us some fucking slack. Anyway, we're facing the old division rival Packers with their all-star quarterback Hundley. I don't even know his...
I think it's Brett, maybe?
Brett.
Work with a dude named Chris Hundley. So.
I think it's Brett Hundley or
I
Brian
think-
Hundley. Brett or Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with a V. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
He's terrible.
He's just not number 12, I know that.
Yeah.
No.
And
We'll
give us slack on the podcast. We're not a math podcast. We don't know what week it is. So,
No, we all got F's in school.
yeah.
Which subject? School.
Sabermetrics, not us.
No.
Counting,
we don't do that.
not us.
I do the math.
This could be a. I bet you there's not going to be a terrible amount of non-Bear, non-Packer fans watching this game. Probably not going to be the game of the week.
No.
But
It's going to be a turd
Should be-
fest is what it's
should be
going to be.
competitive, though. It should be a defensive game.
Well, no, it'll be defensive one-sided because Green Bay has no defense.
But we
I mean,
do
they
have
really
an
don't.
offense.
But we don't have an offense either, so yeah, I mean, it might match up pretty well, like a high school defense versus a high school offense, and
We'll see. I think they'll open it up a little bit more. What do you think, Billy?
I think weather is going to play a huge factor. Some rain.
Yeah. Probably
There's
see
a
a
lot of running.
lot of running. Yeah. Well, they both got good running games. It's weird to say Packers got a good running game because they never seem to have a good running
Right.
game. But that
they haven't had a good
Jones
running
kid
game
looks
in
good.
Yeah.
10, 12 years. So.
And that's our fault, I think, for like we just like kept knocking the running backs out last game, and they came up with this guy. Like, why the fuck weren't they starting that guy in the first place?
Yeah.
Jesus. Nothing against that Ty Montgomery guy, but he's not a running back, man.
Bears have a lot of weird injuries this week, too. Trevathan's probably not playing.
Do you think he's not playing? I think it's questionable.
He didn't practice all week. They have
Yeah.
like 4 guys that didn't practice all week, and they all listed him as questionable. Which
And they made it sound like when you heard everything, they made it sound like he was not going to play.
Right.
So who fills in for him? Bukowski or
Yeah, Pekowski.
Bukowski and Jones?
Yeah.
Well, the D-line's going to have to really step up, and, they've been playing well, so shouldn't be too bad.
Keem Hicks has been playing really well.
Yeah,
He's a
Keem
beast.
Hicks is fucking fantastic. I think he already matched his highest sack total for a year.
I think he's
Already
tied,
this year?
or tied,
Yeah.
or he did pass it,
Yeah.
one of the two. Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, he's playing really well. And I think Leonard Floyd's definitely taking that next step, too. So
Yeah.
that's good to see. Good to see draft picks coming along, working out.
Yeah.
Amos been pretty good, Jackson, obviously. We talked since that game? Surely we have.
I don't know.
That was a fucking cool game to watch.
Yeah, that was
So-
fun.
About last week, man. Old Zach Miller, obviously, but anybody else think we might have got a little dick in the ass from the rough?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that happened. You watch the replay on that, and you watch the replay, and you watch the replay and try to avoid his leg going in opposite direction while watching the replay, and how I don't know. Because here's the thing, that there need to be a whole bunch of passes and recalled, touchdowns recalled, complete passes recalled. If they're going to play it, that's the way it's got to be. Like, he hit the ground, he had the ball under control, had the ball on him, hit the ground, then his leg went, and he let go of the ball because, it was probably an issue.
He realized the adrenaline, got up a little bit. He's like, oh, my knee's fucked.
Yeah.
So he put the ball down. And
But he
felt
was
his fucking knee.
he was already down.
Right, it was... I mean,
So let go of the ball after you're down. What do you got to do? Hold on to
it's
it.
crazy to me is
You
you
have
run
to
the
hold
ball
on.
in, you get that fucking much of the ball over a touchdown.
You have to hold
Fucking
on
fumble
to
it right afterwards.
You have to hold on to it till after rehab. So
Yeah.
when he's done,
Right,
he has to
right.
hold the ball
Right,
until
yeah.
rehab.
Zach Miller dropped the ball mid-surgery, no touchdown.
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah.
I think it's favoritism, honestly.
And it's what really got me too was the Mark Ingram run. He just
You
reaches
could
the
not-
ball over and they punch it out, and it's a touchdown.
Right.
But Zach Miller
Right.
does everything possible, including almost lose a leg.
Not to mention when Ingram fumbled, and there was no clear evidence that his knee was down before the ball came.
Right.
Yeah.
And they overturned that shit.
Yeah.
I just think it's honestly favoritism. I think Bears could see similar type of favoritism if they were 6-2 and the other team was 3 or what the fuck ever. But
Well, there's.
I think the NFL plays
I
favoritism.
don't know if it's favoritism. I think it's just shitty refereeing. I think there's just a lot of shitty refereeing. I think just
Is that bad? You got replay. I mean, I get it.
I
Like,
know,
on the
but
fly,
what
if you
did
miss
you-
the call, I get it. That's
Well-
what replay's for. But how the
over the years, they have gotten so litigious with everything, like, just calls. I'm not talking about all the extracurricular bullshit, but just calls, this new rule, that new rule, this new rule, that new rule, and they're trying to just micromanage, instead of the refs going, penalty for holding, penalty for this, they're almost like like the NFL has set them up to micromanage the game.
Yeah.
To turn it into this little micromanaged thing. And the refs should just fuck off, let them play, unless there's a blatant call that needs to be done. And especially with things like replay. There was no excuse for that call to be made with replay.
Here's my issue with it. So they call for the replay. They give the replay official an iPad. You can't see shit on that iPad. So what they do, they call an NFL paid employee in New York,
Yeah.
and he makes a decision.
Right.
So he's paid by the NFL. Like
Yeah.
it's. I think it should be a third party. Like I don't
Yeah.
think you should be paid by them. I heard Mike Pereira on this week, and he said if they call, Mike Pereira said that if they called it a non-touchdown, he would have reversed it to a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, you get an NFL paid employee in New York. All that iPad or Microsoft Surface tablet, it's all show. That guy can't see shit on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's product placement.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is.
It
That's
is.
what that was. I think up in the boot they have like high resolution stuff generally.
Sure, they
up
can
in
turn
the
around,
boot
look at the
and
fucking
stuff
big
like
board and see it
Yeah.
clear as
that.
day.
Yeah.
I just have an issue with an NFL paid employee. I think you get into, like you say, man, you think the NFL's a little fixed, and that's a perfect example. Why have an NFL paid employee make a decision in
Yeah.
New York?
Well, and I think too, under the Goodell era here, especially, going after like it seems like there's all these like fucking witch hunts against people in the Goodell era, and there's all this weird stuff going on, and so it's like, okay, well, there's that, but does it trickle down into other games? Are games getting fixed to get people like a little bit of a push or things going
I
like
still think you
that?
can
Are
like
there?
completely fix a game, but I think you can.
No, I'm not saying the games are fixed. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but give them a push.
Right.
Like I said, that shitty call that's going to reverse something. Like, because let's just theoretically say, what's it going to look like? The Saints are, what are they right now, 6-2 or something like that?
I don't know.
Or whatever it is.
Right.
High scoring offense, stuff like that. It's a low scoring game. Really in effect because the Saints are normally putting up 35 points or whatever it is. And
Testament to the Bears defense.
right, testament to the Bears defense. But, the NFL has said, we don't want defense, we want offense. I mean, they've been saying that for 20 years. We want
the
more
rule
offense.
changes just show that.
We want games to be 50-45. We don't want 7 to 3 games or 10 to 7 games or whatever it is.
It's what sells, I guess.
But it kind of contradicts because you're calling back a touchdown. Well, you want points put up on the board.
Yeah.
So you're defeating your own message by calling back a touchdown. I would have seen. I would have actually said it would if it was like more of a sloppy call for a touchdown based upon their quote unquote stated goals in the NFL and stuff. I don't
I think
know.
it's almost like you got to like in boxing or something. You really got to beat the champ to be the champion. You're not going to see too many decisions where the champion loses the belt.
Right.
You're really going to go out and fucking win that game if you're not going to
Yeah.
get screwed by the refs. I mean, the Steelers game. I mean, we didn't get the best calls in the world. Still were able to pull that one out.
Well, because the Steelers just they were.
we look at them now.
They're 6-2.
I know,
Look at 'em now.
but that was like one of those games. They came in looking like the Browns, for Christ's sake. I mean, I think that stuff's going to
Browns this
happen.
Playing the Lions.
Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Browns win. We're golden, dude.
I know.
Nice. All right. What do you think? You still holding strong with your? What were you? 4 wins?
Well, I was.
5 wins, you increased
I
to
went
5
to
wins?
6. I went to 6.
went to
I think
6?
I increased it to 6
What kind of
because.
stupid number did we go up to, Billy?
I've held it at 6 all year.
Yeah, he's
6
held
all
it at
year?
6. I went up to 6 because I think they could. I honestly think, and I'm not trying to be.
They have the Niners and the Browns still left. I don't. And this Packer team.
The Packers. are just
Those are 3 winnable games. Whether they win them is another
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And I still think, with like Minnesota's a beatable team. Even
Lions
if,
twice. You never know what Lions team's going to show up.
Yeah, right. Minnesota. I mean, we kept it close with Minnesota last time we played them. I mean, so there's that. The only game I don't see them for sure having a possibility of winning, even though I said that with the Steelers game and stuff like that, is Philadelphia.
Right.
Philadelphia's just going to beat the living snot out of them, but
Probably.
I mean, Philadelphia's arguably the best team in the NFL right now. But I'm still going with 6 wins this year. I think because I don't think I think they're going to have those games where they probably shoulda, coulda won, but they're going to do
Have
something
those, that's
stupid or whatever. Offensively, something dumb's going to happen or whatever it is. But I still think they can at least squeak out another 2-3 wins and
I think so.
be okay.
So we have 3 more home games left after this one. All right, Niners, Browns,
Niners,
Lions, and then Packers. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we've been to 4 games already, buddy.
Yeah, because Minnesota, we're going to go to
Right?
Minnesota for the next one. Minnesota was
Seems like there should be one more, but yeah, I guess they play the Lions next week, right?
Yeah,
At home,
Yeah, because usually
and then the Niners and the Brown.
yeah.
So there's 4, including this
4,
week.
yeah.
yeah.
Should we tell everybody who we met at the last tailgate? We met Mike Gitka. He came and hung out with us a little bit and tailgated with us for a little bit. Actually, he was a drunk, skinny guy with was he pulling tequila out of his fucking pocket?
I don't know. He had a water bottle full.
That face wasn't bad, but he needed to gain about 100 pounds to be Ditka.
Yeah.
He's pretty, I don't know, man. I don't think that guy's getting many jobs. He had cards and
He had
shit.
business cards. Looked like Ditka.
I don't think he's getting hit up for a lot of business.
No.
Should be a Ditka clown or something. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah. It'd be like a Chris Farley look-alike that was like 140 pounds.
Yeah,
Right.
Davis
Type of
Bates,
thing, yeah.
right. Fuck, man. What else do we need to talk about? Bears wise. I feel like we should say something else because they're playing the fucking Packers, man.
Yeah.
It just,
They have the rivalry now, don't they? They won more games than the Bears
I think
Packers
so,
rivalry.
yeah.
So we could win and tie it back up.
yeah.
Then just start taking
The
over.
last time it was tied before the season, Virginia McCaskey was 8 years old.
Wow. 8 years old.
She's in her 90s now.
Damn.
Yeah, I just this game it would I think it would mean more if the Bears were actually good, like not improving but actually good, and the Packers were good, but really legitimately the Packers just suck. They're terrible right now, and the Bears are improving, but I think it's just that's why it's so everybody's just kind of like. Well, we could probably beat them. I saw the line though. 5.5 points or some shit.
The
like
first
that
game
they're
we're
giving
favored in, maybe?
Yeah, they're giving the Bears are they're
Little.
giving the Packers 5.5 points on the game, and I'm like, I don't know if it should be that steep. That seems awfully high.
Yeah.
Little unknown fact. John Fox has been favored 5 times as a Bear. He's 0-5, and that against the spread 0-5 outright losses.
Wow.
He's never won as a favorite.
Wonderful. So we got history on our side.
So we have 2 weeks to prepare. The Packers play on Monday night. I mean, this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Coming off a bye week. Packers short week.
It's got upset written all over it, doesn't it? But, I think honestly we're going to win. What do you think? I know you always think we're going to win, but what score prediction?
I've been kicking it around. I don't know. Like 18-10. Can we get 6 Connor Barth field goals?
Well, no,
Just
because
safety.
he'll probably miss at least.
He'll be
a
6
couple
for
of them.
10. So
I think you get attempt 6, and
Yeah,
then
four maybe go in or 3. Yeah.
I think I'll have to pepper in a couple safeties in there. At least one safety.
I'm gonna say Bears win 24-20. Don't cover.
Oh, man, that's a high score
Prediction.
for this game.
6-3.
No, I don't think it's going to be that terrible because I actually think there might be some like defensive plays where there's a fumble or a pickoff or whatever that might get returned or it's in the red zone, and
Oh,
it
probably
can go in quick. But I would say like something like a 17-14 or even like a 15 12 game or 15-13, or there's a whole bunch of field goals with this game,
Yeah.
where it's just a battle of field goals.
It's a battle of field goals. Bears don't win. They're field goal kickers. That's
Yeah.
terrible. They had 2 weeks to find one. I don't even think they brought anybody in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying guys out before, but apparently those guys are worse than Connor Barth.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
a good field goal kicker's hard to find.
Yeah.
There's only so many of them. It's like
They had one.
He's got one.
They had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say we beat the Packers 28-10.
I hope you're right.
28-10, cover. Uh,
I don't know.
one defensive touchdown, 2 Jordan Howard touchdowns, and a screen, wide receiver, running back screen to Tariq Cohen for
I will say
touchdown.
if they can run the shit out of the ball and really, again, run the shit out of it, they could put up a couple offensive touchdowns pretty easily if they could. But you know, you say that before the game, and then the coach comes out, and then all kinds of stupid shit comes on, and you know.
We'll see. We'll see. If we don't have Trevathan, that'll hurt, obviously. But
Yeah.
who's going to smack Devontae Adams again, you know?
Right.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I'm sure. I know that he tried to contact him, and maybe he did contact him to say sorry and whatever, but sure he'd like to, you know, play him again. Maybe, you know, give him a nice handshake, then pop his ass again. That'd be good. What else? Anything else on your guys' mind? Non-Bears related?
No, I think, like I said, I think the whole, it's just, it's a weird season. It's like because the Bears are improving, but nobody's still really excited. You know, like
Yeah. it'll
you're
take a
just,
little while.
yeah, you're just kind of like, okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what
Improving, but
happens.
if they're improving just a little bit.
You see these good defensive shows, and you know you come up and you're like, wow, they really put on a good defensive show. But it's like, are they going to do it next week? Is it going to be the same thing? You know, or was it a fluke? It's like it's so hard to tell right now. You know, like, even with the season, and the defense has actually been pretty consistent because
Yeah, defense has
if
been
you really look back to like the first
Can't
week,
complain.
you know, as much as the offense sucked, you know, the Bears were actually keeping a lot of those games close. You know,
Yeah, they
and
did. Yeah.
and you're like, oh, wow, okay, maybe the defense was a lot better, but it's still hard to, when your offense really is doing jack and shit, it's hard to
Yeah.
really judge, you know, because you're not getting this, 27-10 blowout or, 35-7 kind of blowout type of thing. You're getting these squeak by wins, but you're getting those squeak by wins because of your defense. So it's,
Yeah.
it's hard
Which
to.
is a good sign. So we just need
It's a good
offense to
sign,
just
yeah.
improve a little bit. I think we'll end up looking like the Bears of old, you know. Very little passing game. Trubisky will probably end up being a game manager or whatever. Have a solid running game and have outstanding defense, and then hopefully the special teams actually comes back and starts playing well again.
Yeah, I don't think he has. I don't think it's not the fact they don't want him to throw. He just doesn't have anyone to throw the ball to.
Well, there's
there's
that,
no
yeah.
weapons.
They don't. He doesn't have a.
You get to see Dontrell Inman this game, maybe?
Yeah, he doesn't have an NFL wide receiver.
Who was that guy from last week? He's the third. He was
McBride,
the
the third.
Yeah, McBride the third. It's
They
like, oh,
picked. They picked him up off a practice squad somewhere.
hey, he looked good. Shit, at least he's getting open, catching the goddamn ball. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised to see him and Inman starting, and the other guys just sitting.
I don't know what is going on with Jordan Howard. I don't. He dropped that ball right by the ends. Like he just.
Yeah.
He can't catch for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's weird.
We need a couple cans of Stickum over there on the fucking sidelines, Put your hands in this shit before you go out on the field. We're going to throw the ball to you.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. It's not that fucking hard.
Well, we
We
say
dropped that
that,
one in
but
Pittsburgh, too. Or not Pittsburgh, but the first game of the season, the Falcons game, right on the goal line.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Some
don't know
guys
about
just aren't
him.
natural catchers. I mean,
But he's like the fifth leading rusher in the league, I believe, so
Is he?
we'll
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah.
We will take that.
As long as you can hand it to him, he'll go.
Hopefully they get Cohen involved a little bit more. He's had very limited
He's
touches.
been brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere he's first in the NFL in runs for loss.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily use him in the backfield. I mean,
But yeah,
get
like
him
I
out of
said,
the
what are they?
backfield, but-
You got to look at that too. Is what are they putting him in on?
Because he can catch.
I mean,
He can catch. He can do a backflip while catching 2 footballs. So he can catch 1 fucking football, not doing a backflip. Let's get him out there. Let's line him up as a fucking receiver. I don't give a shit. You don't have any other receivers. Put him in the slot.
I agree.
Gives
Yeah.
a shit. Put him out there. I don't think Kyle Loggins has much for us. I don't know. I don't like that little troll.
I
But,
think this is a big game for John Fox.
let's hope he loses it if that's the case. Get him the hell out of here.
Yeah, but I was listening to the radio the other day, and somebody brought up a good question, a good point. They're like, okay, we can sit here and bitch about the coach, we can bitch about the coach, and we can bitch about the coach, but Ryan Pace, what has he put together so far that has, I mean, especially like okay, yeah, you put some defensive components together, and you drafted a quarterback,
Yeah.
but look at
Fifth
offensively.
leading rusher in the league, Jordan Howard.
Okay, you got that, but You have, I mean,
That case has been.
no wide receivers whatsoever. You don't even have one guy who is in the top
Well-
30. You have nobody. I mean, you got a bunch of fourth stringer, clowns out there who can't catch shit. I mean, you couldn't even pick up one guy who could possibly catch the ball or get open. I mean,
I feel like Meredith was turning the corner. I feel like he would have been a big weapon, but obviously he got injured. In
or
preseason.
is it their scouting department, where they're looking at guys, in these coulda, shoulda, wouldas,
I don't know. I mean, that falls on pace too.
But it does, 'cause
His
he hired,
scouts, I mean.
it's his scouts, so.
But I don't think he's done that bad of a job, honestly. I mean, obviously, we need receivers, but the drafts have been pretty good.
They're all right.
I mean, Eddie Jackson,
he did sign.
Jackson, Howard.
He did sign Mike Lennon.
Signed,
See,
that was
exactly,
horrible.
there was that
was
whole
horrible. Yeah, like, I'm
draft
saying
stuff.
drafts have been good, but the free agency has been
I mean,
questionable.
I can say
At best.
defensive wise, maybe they've done a really good job. That's why I'm not I'm not a big John Fox fan by any stretch of the means, but defense.
But you are a fan,
No,
just not a big fan.
not a fan at all.
I
Actually,
was
but
just checking for clarification.
yeah,
purposes.
boot. He, defensively, he's actually, his staff has put together a good defensive.
How much of that is him? How much of that is Fangio's defense?
Well, it's Fangio, but it's him too. I mean, he approves everything, and he, if he wasn't happy with Fangio or anything, I mean, they talk about it all the time. I mean, and Fox has always been a defensive guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing too. So Fox, maybe as a defensive coordinator, would be good. I just wonder if he's not.
I think Fox as a retiree would be pretty nice
You
for the
know.
NFL.
But I just think him as a coach. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan, but I think the Bears just have a lot of components that they need to make a successful team. And
Who won Coach of the Year in the CFL?
well, didn't what's his name? Our old coach.
Is that what that thing you texted? Is that from this year?
Brian did that.
Oh,
yeah, that was
okay.
from this year. Yeah.
He won Coach of the Year in the CFL,
Yeah.
Trustman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Trustman. That's what it was.
Man,
yeah.
what the fuck is different about the CFL besides the wider field?
He had 3 downs.
3 downs.
He didn't
huh?
know what to do with that 4th down. So
Well, here's the thing. Don't get to it.
Yeah, 3 downs and a 55-yard line.
they just said he wasn't a good leader. Like the locker room was just. He would talk to the team and he'd be in the back of the room. So
Really?
yeah, they just.
He's the
said,
leader of Canadians. Like,
Yeah.
well, guys. You guys did okay.
Sorry.
Jesus. All right, fuck. Gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, so I think we're all pretty much thinking that it's going to be a Bears win, but
Yeah.
you never know.
We've never been on the same page about that.
No.
Not
No.
this season.
Conditions are going to play a huge factor, I think.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a battle of bads right now, and we'll see who's the worser and who's the better.
I think we'll be the better.
I'm hoping we
Yeah.
will be. I'm hoping we show up like we have, and especially defensively. So
Bears win 28-10. That's all right.
24-20.
Yeah.
17-13.
Oh, it's 14 before.
It's somewhere in there. It's like, because is it a lot of field goals? Are there a couple touchdowns? Who
We already
knows?
explained why there won't be field goals.
Yeah.
Well, there might be a lot of field goal attempts. I mean, if you chip it 8 times, and you only get it in 5, it's 15 points.
No,
So
it's not bad. Who said we weren't a math fucking podcast? It's crazy. See, we know our math. All right, fuckers. Hope
All
you guys
right.
watch the game.
take it easy.
Out.